On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, we talk about No Pussyfootin' by Eno and Fripp. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal and we like to talk about it, but sometimes we like to take a little bit of time and talk about things that aren't metal, and we set aside some months to do that. In
March and September.
March be one of them months it is right now. Yar.
Yar.
I don't know why
We're
I'm
doing a pirate. That's fine.
But yeah, we're talking about an album from the 70s.
1974.
This is one of the oldest albums we've talked about, barring Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath, featuring the song Black Sabbath.
We've done one older than that.
What album did we do?
Mask Replica.
Oh, yeah. Trout Mask Replica is from the mid-60s.
No, that's 68 or 69.
68, okay. And then when was Grace, Passion, and Fire was the 80s.
Passion, Grace, and Fire
is the 80s, yeah. I just need to do like what's the oldest album? I wonder, like the oldest thing you could really consider an album. Mm-hmm. I wonder what that is.
I wonder it's from last century even. I think it would be from the previous one.
From the 1800s?
Yeah.
I don't know if things were really considered albums at the time, though. Like you would have, because most of the things that ended up on recordings were things like symphonies and stuff.
Why is that not an album?
Well, because usually that's constructed out of like movements and that sort of thing instead of like songs. Like it, obviously it's a collection of musical pieces in a recorded medium. So you could. It's kind of a proto album, you would call it. I'm trying to think of like the first thing that's like, here's 10 songs. These are their names by this artist. I wonder what the first thing that really had that format was. I don't know.
I don't know.
To do some research. I'm never going to do that.
No, you're not.
I'm never going to get around to doing that. How are you doing? How's your week been?
I'm doing well. I don't know how my week has been.
You don't know? Were you not there for it?
Everything is so blurring together now. It's just so insane. My sister's merch page came up today. I mean, she went online with that.
Okay.
My sister has a recording company. She's a production company.
Yeah.
And so I went on today and she said to me, hey, my merch went up today. I'm like, of course I got to pull out the credit card.
Yeah. Buy something.
I bought a hat and a mug.
There you go. Hat and a mug. Is there anything? Is just the logo or something on them? Or
it's Abiding Blue Productions. It just says the name on the hat. And then on the mug, there's a cartoon of my dad holding his shirt open.
Nice.
And his name is Papa Blue.
Papa Blue. There we go.
Yeah.
Barry.
Yeah.
So there's a joke you could make with Barry.
Well, here's the funny thing. His name is Papa Blue. And one of the pictures that they said, here's one thing you could do with this cup. They had blueberries in it.
Nice. Hey, blueberries.
Yeah.
It's blueberry.
Uh-huh.
And just use Photoshop, make his skin blue, and then he can be Papa Blue Smurf. Something like that.
Yeah. Also a onesie. My sister's sending a onesie for my grandchild.
Nice, a onesie.
With my dad's picture on it.
It'd be funny if she sent you a onesie.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'd wear a unitard.
There you go. I think whether it's a unitard or a onesie kind of depends on what its purpose is. I feel like a unitard is for performance or athletic purposes.
Like yoga pants or for performance and athletic purposes only.
Well, yeah, okay. But I feel like if it's footy pajamas, that's a that's a onesie.
Okay.
If it's for sleeping in and cuddling in or whatever, that's a onesie.
I feel like the word unitard is somehow offensive.
Yeah, it's awkward to say.
Yeah.
It sounds weird. There should be you can for wrestling has it easy because that's a singlet.
Right, that's a singlet.
They have a specific term. I feel like there should be other words for that. Speaking of that, like that area of clothing, I don't necessarily need to, but I'm probably going to buy a wetsuit or something.
Nice for kayaking.
Yeah, for colder weather kayaking. It just seems like a good idea. I imagine they will be selling them at Scheels at some point. The thing is like, I feel like most of what they would sell at Scheels is for like paddleboarding and stuff, which people don't really do around here, but they'll be selling them anyway.
Sure.
Because from my point of view, I guess, early in the summer, the water's still going to be pretty cold on the lake.
Sure.
But like by the time mid-July roams around, I don't want to be wearing anything that's whole bodied and black.
Sure.
On me while I'm exercising.
Right. In
the fucking beating sunlight in 90-degree heat.
So you just like wear a white t-shirt and swim shorts, or?
Yeah, like just white t-shirt, swim shorts, and a hat that will hopefully cover all of my face in shadow.
So like a wide brim hat, like you wear a sombrero.
I wear I wear a boonie hat.
A boonie hat? Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those. I got one that's handmade out of leather.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I just got a cheap camo one because it's like a $20 camo boonie hat, because you can get like fucking expensive like fishing boonie caps or whatever.
Yeah.
Those will run you like $100. Like the really fucking fancy ass ones. My dad has a fairly fancy one, but he also does a lot of fishing. And so he, gets some more out of that. And I guess theoretically I would get more out of the one I'm wearing, but I just said, fuck it. Just give me I just want a cheap one. I'm not paying $60 for a fucking hat. Speaking
of giving you stuff, did you get anything cool on your birthday on Monday?
I went to my parents' house on Sunday. We had our combined birthday party. And
you found out your mom's birthday is?
My mom's birthday was on Friday.
Okay.
And I forgot to call her because I also forgot that it was that particular day.
Sure.
And I hadn't gone on Facebook, because that's the thing. Facebook has destroyed my ability to remember people's birthdays, because it just reminds me, well, Friday is also the busiest fucking day of the week.
Right.
So I hadn't opened Facebook before like 6 o'clock in the evening. And so I'd forgotten to call her, and I got a text from my dad. It's just like, whose birthday did you forget? He was just fucking with me.
Of course.
But I immediately called my mom, and I felt kind of bad, but it's just like, Facebook has just destroyed my ability to actually remember people's birthdays, because it's right there.
That used to actually be my thing. That was the thing. I was
remembering people's birthdays.
Everybody's birthday.
A veritable Christopher you were.
I was.
If you don't remember somebody's birthday, he'll remember it for you. If you could just reach out to him and he will remember it. If you have his phone number.
My wife has his phone number.
Okay.
Because
if you're ever really stumped on a birthday.
Yeah. Hey, Roberta, can you call Chris?
I need to know a birthday, and I know he remembers. But yeah, it was good. I just got $100 for life jacket. Because people aren't selling them, and my parents are like, I don't know what kind of life jacket you want, so here you go. You're the expert. You go buy what you want. I still haven't. I checked at Scheels on Friday. On Friday, or was it on Saturday? At some point over the long weekend, because I took a couple days off, I went to Scheels at some point, and they didn't have the life jackets yet. I'm hoping they have the kind that I want. I want like the NRS Ninja, which is a low profile life jacket. It's got a pocket on the front.
For shuriken.
Yeah. It's a pocket on the front. It holds all your shuriken. It's got, things you can fasten, some tantos to.
Your nunchucks.
Even a tachi as well. If you manage to get one from a samurai you've killed, because that sort of weapon would probably be too expensive for a ninja.
Yeah.
Were usually lower class, sort of. They weren't the noble warrior elite like samurai were.
Right.
Anyway.
Also, it's a blender.
Also, it's also this life jacket does come equipped with a blender.
Yeah.
which is very good for making, smoothies and protein shakes while you're out on the water.
Smoothies and protein shakes.
Smoothies and protein shakes.
You're not making margaritas out there?
I mean, I say I'm not, but really. But yeah, it's most everything still got some ice on it. I imagine by this weekend there'll be, far less ice. The shore I was looking at while I was going over the lake, the shore on the north side of Audubon seems fairly open. The shoreline, that is. The ice is like, you go, 10 yards out from the shore, there's ice, but the ice is looking very, very mushy.
Everybody has their truck and their ice house off, right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think they're never going to see them again.
Not without scuba gear.
I wonder how many times that happens across North Dakota and Minnesota every springtime.
I feel like it happens every year. It's got to.
How many people forget their ice house on the water when things start to get warm, and
or they just
goes
risk it
through the ice?
Yeah. I just want to go fishing one more time.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You get 3 days of 70-degree weather and you're just out. You forgot. You're just out there enjoying. You break out the shorts and oh, fuck, the ice house. I spent $60,000 on that. Some people have fucking expensive ice houses.
There's some nice ones. I've seen some very nice
ice castles, they call them. Fucking
it's a brand name.
Heated on the inside and got
TV, satellite service,
fucking
a futon,
all kinds of shit in there. Because
blow-up doll, handcuffs.
Hell yeah.
A sex swing.
That's a nice dungeon.
Oh,
that's what
sorry.
You're thinking
Yeah,
of.
that is. Yeah, you're right.
Because like the TV and everything kind of makes sense because really when you're ice fishing, you don't have to really be paying attention to fucking anything. You just sit there.
Right.
Well, it's not like fishing out of a boat or from the shore or whatever, where it's, if you're fishing from the shore, you can look out over the landscape. And you can see things and enjoy the wind. And, as you're fishing from the boat, you got to pay attention to where the boat's going.
And if something yanks on your line, you got to have it in your hands.
Yeah, you got to get your ice fishing. There's nothing to look at. It's the middle of the fucking winter.
Right.
You want to be you don't want to be out in the fucking wind. You're in an ice house by yourself or with somebody else for hours and hours and hours. I don't know why people go ice fishing other than it's a thing to do in North Dakota.
Right.
It's an excuse. I guess it's an excuse to drink beer, which is most activities in the northern Midwest is we can do this and we can drink beer. We say while doing a podcast.
While drinking beer. Did you see the guy in the news who gave up everything but beer for Lent?
No, but that sounds pretty great.
Yeah, for Lent he has a beer only diet.
Oh my God. Good luck and Godspeed to you, you American hero.
I assume during the daytime hours, it's he probably slips in duels or whatever in there.
Yeah, or something like that. Or
he's still got to go to work.
Well, it's like it's table beer from like in the Middle Ages. It's 0.5% alcohol by volume.
Right. It's just enough to kill a certain number of deadly bacteria in the water.
Exactly. It's suitable to serve to children.
Right.
Which they did.
I know.
Back in the day. Because you couldn't drink the fucking water.
Right.
It's good luck to him.
Yeah.
Good luck to him.
And I saw,
how long is Lent?
Well, it goes from Ash Wednesday to Easter.
I don't fucking know how many days that is.
It's like a month.
It's like a month. Bunch of fucking heathens we are.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey Siri, how long is Lent?
Okay, I found this on the web.
Oh, you're not going to tell me?
How long is Lent?
Well,
come on,
helpful.
Siri.
It starts, apparently I don't exist. I quit existing.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So
goodbye, I guess. I imagine you're about to just fade out of existence. Like, you accidentally killed your own grandfather in Back to the Future or something.
In my DeLorean.
You're about to just fade from existence. Quick, go up and play Johnny Be Good. That'll help things, certainly.
Then we're going to try to imply that a white person wrote Johnny Be Good. 2021. And it looks like, from February 17th is when it started.
Oh, boy.
And it goes until April 3rd.
That's longer than I thought.
Yeah, this dude's been drinking only beer for over a month.
Jesus Christ. I don't think that I couldn't do that. That's too much. That's too much beer.
I remember back in the day when I was a little more of an asshole than I am now. During Lent, I would make sure I only ate meat on Friday.
It's every other day of the week, vegetarian.
Yeah.
Friday, tons of beef. It is weird to me that fish doesn't count.
Yeah, as meat.
And the only reason fish doesn't count is the people who made up the rule that you can't eat meat on Lent didn't think of fish.
Right.
Or, you couldn't eat meat on Fridays during Lent. They just didn't think of fish.
Right, didn't put it on the list.
It didn't come to mind, and they wrote it down on the list, and it's like, all right, this is canon for the Catholic Church. Everybody's got to do this. And someone was like, but they didn't say fish.
Damn it.
Ah, fuck. Well, it was a whole deal writing all that. It was a whole thing. We're not going to bother. Have your fucking fish fries on Friday.
Fish and chips.
During some of the coldest months of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's because to me, I associate fish fries with summer. That's when I want fish fries to happen. It's summertime. Mm-hmm. You're out just frying it. Somebody's got the deep fryer outside, just frying up all kinds of fucking walleye.
I haven't had a good fish and chips in a long time. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a little while for me.
We have a restaurant here that does that.
That does fish and chips?
Yeah.
I have to go there at some. Wait, is that Captain's Cove? Okay, that Captain's Cove is the place where the bathroom is right next to the front door, though.
Yeah. It's made so that the bathrooms are in a trapped air environment that means when you open the door to go into the place,
the first thing you smell is shit.
Yeah, the first and only thing you smell is piss and shit. And then there's a second door. You open that up when you get through there. If you can just psychologically put in the back of your head, you're just smelling the bathrooms. It's fine.
Yeah.
Then you get into the restaurant and then it smells like fish.
Okay. What a wonderful combination. A winning combo that restaurant has. I mean, it's got the classic North Dakota airlock system, essentially, which I don't know if that, I guess I've never really paid attention if that's really much of a thing in like the southern United States. Most in the upper Midwest, and I imagine most northern states in general. Yeah. Because again, when I leave North Dakota, it's a thing I don't pay attention to because I'm so used to seeing it. Right. But generally, we tend to have two sets of doors in restaurants and that sort of thing.
Or in houses.
Houses even, just to keep the cold. You have one door, an unconditioned, unheated room, and then another door.
Right. It's a very tiny room, like phone booth size room.
It's meant the entryway typically is what it would be called.
Some people call it a mud room.
Yeah, or a mud room is an appropriate name. Yeah. And then you've got, usually a better door, a very well sealed, sturdy door on the inside. Yes. That has lots of rubber on the outside to keep the fucking air out because it gets fucking cold.
Yeah, it does.
And then during the summertime or whatever, you leave that inner door wide open and say fuck it, or you leave the outer door wide open. One or the other. Yeah. And that's how you deal with it.
Well, I usually leave the inner door open. That way, the outer door says, hey, look at all this jackets and shit we have hanging here.
Yeah, it sort of depends. If it's a restaurant or something, I think outer door sometimes is left wide. But if it's a house, inner door, you don't want to leave that outer door open and have people steal your fucking shoes and jackets and car keys and whatever else you got hanging on the walls. There. What else have I been up to? I don't know if I didn't do fucking anything. It was 4 days, other than when I went to my parents' place. It was 4 days of doing fucking nothing.
That sounds fantastic.
It was pretty good. My mom made a chocolate pie for me for my birthday, and I brought it home, and it feels nice because I get to just open up the pie and eat all the pie right out of the tin. That's a nice feeling.
You don't have to make it, because you're not sharing it with anybody.
This pie is for me. And also it's chocolate pie.
Right.
It's chocolate. It's crust, chocolate pudding, whipped cream. That doesn't slice very well.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't come out very, especially because it's very crumbly.
It's just a crustful pudding.
It's cracker crust.
Oh, sure.
So it's super crumbly. It's great.
That's delicious.
But it works best if you eat it out of the tin like a pig, which I've been doing because I'm a fucking adult and I do what I want.
I shall not. Hey, you're talking to a guy who's been eating Chef Boyardee for breakfast.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why? Chef Boyardee for breakfast?
Yeah.
It's just around?
It's around. Well, okay, I do my newses, and then I have a break after I get my 3 1-minute newses in the morning.
Okay.
And it's like, well, now it's 8:30 in the morning, and I'm
too late for breakfast. Gotta skip straight to the noodles, am I right?
Yeah. And I gussy it up. I gussy the shit out of that kind
having
of
lunch at 8:30.
I put a little bit of monosodium glutamate in there, some chili powder, paprika. I put some chili garlic sauce in there. I put like a quarter stick of butter.
Gussying up this fucking Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, Chef Boyardee is crap, but I love
That's why you got to put fucking MSG in it, which is the make it good chemical.
Yeah, yep.
It's the make this good chemical. That's what it is.
And it's fine. A lot of people say, I get a headache after I eat something with MSG.
I think it depends on the amount.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the amount, and a lot of that might be psychosomatic. You know? Anyway,
I don't know how much. I don't know how much stuff I really even eat that has MSG in it. I'm just not aware of that. I don't eat a lot of. I know MSG is like a big thing for a lot of Asian foods. I think I don't eat a lot of Asian food, so I guess maybe I don't eat a lot of MSG, but generally it comes up as this instantly makes things better. Oh yeah, ingredient.
Well, MSG actually is a naturally occurring thing. I mean, if you eat something with tomatoes, odds are there's MSG just in it from the ground.
Yeah, it's like caffeine. Caffeine naturally occurs in tea leaves and coffee and other things. Chocolate, chocolate has it.
Coffee.
I already said coffee.
Oh, Jolt.
Yeah, going on up to the Jolt tree.
Picking me a can of Jolt.
Picking a can of Jolt. I was over at a Monster Orchard the other day. And, connected to the Monster, they had a fucking BMX track connected to the Monster Orchard and a dirt bike track, too.
It was pretty extreme.
If you're on two wheels... And you know what? There was a metalcore concert going on next door.
That was all natural too.
Free range metalcore bands.
Cage free range.
Fucking Warped Tour came on by. And they were drinking their Monster Waters.
Right.
Do you know about that?
I've heard of it. Is it just Monster and they made of water, right?
It's a Monster can. It looks exactly like a can of regular Monster, except it has stage water written on the bottom in green letters, and it was provided to bands performing on the Monster Energy stages.
Sure.
During Warped Tour, because you don't want to be drinking actual fucking Monster while you're out in the 100+ degree heat.
You'll have a stroke
doing a metal show. You will die.
I'm glad they're self-aware. They realize that their product is a detriment to the health of its users.
They'll still sell it to all the fucking sweaty ass kids that are going to the Warped Tour.
We don't want any high profile.
Yeah, they don't want the bands to be dehydrated.
Yeah,
but all the concert goers, absolutely. My second or third year at Warped Tour, I think I had been hydrating fairly regularly that day.
Yeah.
But the end of the day arrived and I had just a fucking terrible headache. And there was a
MSG.
No, it was not MSG.
Oh.
There was, I think it was utter lack of food, if anything. I don't think I'd really ate anything.
They have
all
food.
day. They do, but it was so fucking expensive.
Really?
And I was, it's a music festival.
I suppose.
Food at music festivals is always stupidly expensive.
Yeah, or any kind of festival.
Yeah. And so I hadn't really ate anything all day long. I think I had a bag of beef jerky because it was free.
Sure.
And that was it.
You have free jerky?
Yeah, it was Jack Links was just handing out little bags of beef jerky. There was also a tent where you could get a free can of peace tea.
Nice.
Which I like peace tea, so that was great.
It is good.
But anyway, I was like super dehydrated. Mm-hmm. And I was laying down on this grassy hill that was near what was at that point the exit.
Yeah. And that's where you shot JFK.
Yeah, that's where I shot JFK.
Yeah.
And I was laying down with my backpack like over my head, just to keep the sun off of my face, because that was also probably part of what was giving me a headache, because I probably had a sunburn. But I was just laying there trying to take a nap, and all of a sudden I feel just like someone nudging me on the shoulder going like, "Hey, are you all right? Sir, are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I wake up and there's two fucking security guards there just with concerned looks on their face, wondering if I had like passed out from heat exhaustion. And I was like, "No, guys, I'm all right. I'm just taking a nap. It's all right. Thank you for the concern." Cause like they have like golf carts and shit driving around, the medical carts, and they have a medical tent with like, IV bags and shit for people who pass out from heat exhaustion and whatnot.
So they know.
Yeah, they're well aware that they, are touring and people are going in fucking mosh pits while it's 100 degrees out.
Sure.
Like they're well aware that there's going to be some kids who get heat exhaustion, and they really don't want people to die, because that would have been bad. Occasionally you would see one of the carts go by and there'd be some fucking dazed, 17-year-old with a massive bottle of water in their hands, just sitting there 1,000 yards staring as they just gotten yanked out of the pit at a Chelsea Grin show or whatever. I miss Warped Tour.
Yeah.
I'm 25. I don't think I could physically do it anymore.
I want to.
If I was not an unhealthy person, I could probably do it. But as I am, I don't think I would be able to make it all day. I just and do the things that I would want to do at Warped Tour.
Sure.
What you were gonna say something.
I want to go to, okay. Me, I don't like rooms with people in them or areas where there's other people, but I love live music so much.
Yeah.
So what I always do is I say, okay, we're going to a festival all day today. I have to have a flask of whiskey with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I do that, and then I make sure I'm a little bit drunk all day, or perhaps a little bit stoned.
I think the second option is probably more comfortable, considering the 90-something degree heat and already the prevalence for headaches and whatnot.
But yeah, I mean, I want to do that. I'd love to go if they put up that the beer festival in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
if they bring that back, if they manage to do it, I don't know how they will.
So, I mean, it'll probably come back when when people can have music festivals again. It'll probably come back. But
I would go to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope they can make an arrangement to get that lineup back that they were going to do.
That was fantastic.
Converge playing all of Jane Doe, Napalm Death doing all of Harmony Corruption and Utopia Banished. Fucking Pig Destroyer doing all of Prowler in the Yard. Like, that was a fucking sick lineup. Yeah. And then it couldn't happen
because of disease.
What's up? I'm Dizzy.
Plus, they were going to be selling locally made beer.
Absolutely. Like, God, that would have been so fucking
win. Yeah.
So many wins. Lots and lots of wins. But I'm gonna have to, when people tour again, make an effort to go to more shows. I think the last concert that I can remember going to was Ghost Bath at the O.
Oh wow, that was a while ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
and I had a great time. My fucking neck and shoulders were sore for like 2 weeks, from headbanging, but
I'm trying to think what the last concert I went to was.
I haven't been in a fucking mosh pit in so long.
Mine was a similar concert, only without the bath.
Just go. Oh, it was Ghost.
Go see Ghost in Fargo.
Two pretty different bands.
Very, very different bands. Yeah,
generally speaking.
Yeah,
but I gotta go to more concerts. I want to go to a cattle decapitation show at some point.
Yeah. You know, there's already a whole lot of things that I've had to scratch off of my bucket list.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna go see Slayer.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go see the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Right.
The year when they were on their farewell tour, they came through Minneapolis, and I just said,
I'll get them next time.
Well, I didn't say, I'll get them next time, but it's just like, I don't want to go to Minneapolis, and no one's gonna go with me because it was 2017, and I didn't really have any friends who listened to the Dillinger Escape Plan. Just because at the time, like. None of my friends who like metal like weird metal the way that I do.
Sure.
And that's, the Dillinger Escape Plan is just fucking insanity. It's just
it's math rock.
It's sonic terrorism to an even more extreme degree, I think, than Code Orange was. It's and they play that up in their live shows too. Greg would fucking run on people's heads and shit. They had so many fucking injuries from the dumb shit they would do during live shows. Like, I don't know how many broken bones every member of that band had suffered from the shit they would pull. Greg would like climb up if they were outdoors. You know how there'd be the sort of kind of skeletal
speaker stands.
Speaker stands and what.
Yeah.
Greg would climb like 30 feet up those and sometimes jump down into the crowd and shit. Like,
remember the first time I saw somebody do that? It was Billy Milano. If you know who that is.
I don't think so.
He was the singer from S.O.D.
I'm aware of the band.
Yeah. It was at the live VHS that I had of live at Budokan. And he went to Billy Milano. If you've ever seen the guy, he's not a little dude.
He's not a small man.
No, he's not. And he climbed to the top and he was smoking a cigar. And he threw a lit cigar into the audience.
Of course.
Like you do. And he jumped down. And there was kind of a...
You keep on hitting your fucking microphone.
Sorry about that. My wrist. It was like a... But you jumped. That was weird.
Because it was in my ears.
Sorry.
I heard a poof. It scared me. I wasn't expecting it. I'm easily startled.
We need to get that a bumper sticker. Put that on your car.
I'm easily startled. No, that would just make people pull shit.
You'd have an unending horn parade behind you.
Exactly. People would constantly be assholes about it.
Of course.
Well, I don't know about it is North Dakota. People, I think generally speaking, people are kind of like, they would think about doing it and they go, no, I don't want to. No, I'm not going to do that.
That's not good.
That's not nice. I'm going to be an asshole in more passive aggressive sort of ways.
Yeah.
Because that's North Dakota. But I think there's a video that I saw of Ben Weinman, who's the lead guitarist of the Dillinger Escape Plan. They were playing at some show.
Died.
Yes, he died. No. They were playing at some show in this like kind of stadium sort of, kind of a stadium kind of area. An amphitheater is probably a better way of describing it. And there was a sort of concrete path, at Summer Theater, the path up by the box. Where there's sort of the concrete path around the top of the seats there. And then there's the railing, of course. He was up on that he was standing, balancing on the railing up there on the top of this amphitheater, just balancing on the railing while playing guitar.
And what was the rest of the band doing? Like,
they were down on the stage playing. He had a wireless, he had a wireless guitar. He was up there. I think the Dillinger Escape Plan kind of had to have wireless instruments for the simple fact that they were running all over the goddamn place. And
I can't imagine anybody's using just corded instruments at this point.
oh, lots of people are.
Are they really?
I think it's for reliability's sake for the most part. I think you have to really be into it and really care about that sort of thing to get the most like reliable wireless setup possible.
I did have an issue. I had a wireless for a while when I was in a band back in the 90s there, and it was I went down. We played a show in was it Rapid City? Yeah, we played in Rapid City, and the whole time we're like, oh, you've never heard us before, and now you just think we suck. Well, okay,
that's it. We're Dredge Can.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. And I'm just thinking of Spinal Tap. When they're at the Air Force Base.
Sure.
It just starts picking up radio chatter. But yeah, I think, you can, if you're really into your gear, most guitarists are, but I think they focus more on the amps and everything like that.
Right.
And don't really, a lot of them don't have the same need for a wireless that the guys in Dillinger Escape Plan did, for the simple fact that they were doing such insane shit all the time.
Sure. But they have good wireless gear now.
Yeah, they do. The
technology's come a long way.
It has. Speaking of technology that's come a long way, I imagine this album that we're talking about would be so much easier to make today.
Oh, sure.
Than it was back then, even though this album was recorded kind of as a fuck around over the course of 3 days. Not 3 consecutive days.
No, just
by
three.
The way.
No, just 3 different days.
3 different days over the course of about a year.
Yeah.
But it was 3 total days of them just fucking around with tape effects and looping and tape decks and lots of reverb on the guitar and feedback and all kinds of shit. Just the two of them fucking around. It's Brian Eno and Robert Fripp.
Robert
Fripp, best known lead guitarist of King Crimson.
Which I listened to earlier today.
I should listen to some King Crimson.
Yeah.
Classic prog rock band. Probably it's kind of the prog rock band. It's you sort of struggle to think of a band that really defined progressive rock before them. I think like there you got stuff like late Beatles and whatnot.
Yeah, well, like they consider the first prog rock album a moody blues album. You had the Moody Blues, you had Pink Floyd, and you had King Crimson.
I think Rush was a little bit later on.
Yeah,
right?
Their first album was in '74, the same year as this.
Okay, so like it's the early '70s. Prog rock is kind of becoming a thing. King Crimson's sort of one of the big bands in there, and this album came out and nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared.
Right.
Like their record labels actively were like, don't release this. This isn't anything. Like what
is this?
What even is like, if you don't know who Brian Eno is, Brian Eno is sort of famous as a sort of a pioneer of electronic music. He worked with a insane amount of different people.
Right.
As
in his own band, Roxy Music.
Yes, his own band, but he's been a featured in session musician with so many. That was my printer.
Oh,
so many different acts, and I imagine engineer. And does he produce? Does he produce?
I feel like he gets onto that.
Okay,
what's going on there?
The list of audio devices connected to the operating system has changed. Well, no, I don't want to change. Is it because the fucking printer shut off?
Maybe. Was your printer... Can you print audio? If you can print audio, that's awesome.
Print a fucking waveform? Now, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's like some 60s shit. Or it's like we just received an audio transmission. It's going to print out, and then a camera is going to read the waveform and turn that into sound. That's not how that worked, but it sounds like some sort of convoluted technology that
it sounds like 1960s
would have existed.
Bullshit. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to fax these people. I mean, fax wasn't a thing, I think. I don't know where because I mean, well, you had like ticker tape shit.
Sure.
Before that, you get a thing from the Associated Press or whatever, and you'd rip it off,
right,
and read a headline. So I imagine fax was just an outgrowth of that.
The facsimile. I'd like to know how that happened, because in order for the facsimile to be a thing, there had to have been a lot of people with a facsimile machine. Because you can't just have if you have the only fax machine, it's fucking useless. You can't do anything with it.
Is that what fax is short for?
Facsimile, yeah.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. You're not fucking with me.
I'm not.
Fax, FAX is short for facsimile.
Facsimile, yeah.
Facsimile.
Yeah.
But it's FACS.
Yeah.
IM. Blah, blah, blah.
However it's spelled.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because you put the paper in here, and then a facsimile comes out of the other end.
Wow. Blowing my fucking mind right now, dude.
There you go. The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, I had no idea that's what that meant. Neat. But this album was not met with a ton of praise.
No, it wasn't.
It would be met with more praise about a decade later,
right,
when it got a vinyl reissue, and people were like, "Hey, this was actually really neat and kind of influential." And I think Brian Eno had mentioned that everyone told us that this was kind of dumb and why did you bother? But then I later heard that David Bowie really liked it. And there was a bunch of people that were well-known musicians who really enjoyed this. And later it would get more attention from reviewers. More modern lookbacks have looked more fondly on this. I think maybe it was a little ahead of its time.
Yeah. It was.
People in the 70s just weren't really ready for something like this, perhaps. When did you come across this? Because
I came across this in the late 90s.
Okay.
A friend of mine who it was an older dude I work with, and he's like, yeah. Oh, are you serious? You like weird shit? Hold on. It's like, great. I have all this weird shit, and I've never been able to share with anybody. And so he gave me a copy. This is here. It's your birthday, isn't it? So I'm like, no. He's like, good. Here you go. Happy birthday. And so I took it home and listened to it. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, this is a very comfortable listen for me.
It is.
It's just kind of. Oh God! Earlier today, I thought of I thought of a term for it. It was something noodling. It was just it's just
ambient noodling,
comfy noodling, ambient noodling, something like. It's just you can just sort of sit back. I couldn't pick a favorite song because I couldn't tell you the difference really between any of them.
There's only 2 songs.
And the Spotify version splits it up into
breaks up the first one,
4 or 5. But it's really kind of it's a movement sort of thing. It's not
something
really
good to listen to while you're having a movement.
That would be a weird bowel movement. You'd have to take in a shit to less appropriate music. You ever taken a shit to the Mission Impossible theme?
No, I don't think
makes you feel very accomplished. Or the Metal Gear Solid form, the Metal Gear Solid 4 soundtrack. It makes you feel like you're doing something very important. That's a good soundtrack. The Metal Gear Solid 4 soundtrack's pretty good. I need to at some point. I need to play all of the all the Metal Gear Solid games because I've never played one. I find them I find them fascinating because they're so convoluted.
Well, who made it? It's
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima.
So they're so convoluted and confusing, but also so stylistic, and you can tell that all of this is exactly what Kojima wanted to do.
Sure.
Because no studio in their right mind who had hands on this project would have said, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, good idea.
good. Like it was exactly the director's vision, because that's really what I mean. Director is also a term that's used for video games, but Hideo Kojima really thinks of himself as a film director, I think.
Sure. That makes video games. Yeah.
Hence why the end of Metal Gear Solid 4 is a solid half hour of cutscene. The last button you press is like a half hour before you see the credits. That's just how it be, and you just got to sit back and watch.
I talked to my daughter about the last video game he made, and she says,
Death Stranding.
Oh, she said, well, first of all, it's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
And
That's Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Just do a lot of Norman Reedus and the Amazing Fetus. Gonna do some walking. I don't know if I don't know if now I hit my microphone.
Startled me.
To be fair, I hit the pop filter, not the actual microphone. Sure. But I don't know if Death Stranding would really be my thing.
No?
I'm cautious because it's still probably close to full price in most places.
Really?
I mean, digital games tend to depreciate in value much slower than physical copies once did.
Right.
So I don't know if it would be my sort of thing. I'm pretty sure the Metal Gear Solid games are, at the very least, Metal Gear Solid 5 is probably going to be my type of thing. But like, yeah, at some point, if I ever start streaming, that's going to be a thing, I think, is me playing through every Metal Gear Solid game and just talking
on
along
Twitch or
with
whatever.
It. Yeah, on Twitch, just like nanomachines. And of course, ending playing them chronologically as they take place. So I have to start with Metal Gear Solid 3.
You know, of course, chronologically.
That takes place before the other ones.
I wanted, but my wife wasn't down with it, and I'm really actually not down with it either. But my 9-year-old, he does that. He will narrate every video game he plays.
Yeah. And
up until recently, it has been a joy to watch.
But recently he started playing like Fortnite, and Apex and stuff that's very frustrating.
And he's got a headset and a microphone, and now he's talking to other kids, and these other kids are assholes.
Yeah, that's online games.
Yeah, so I mean, tonight I made dinner, and then I handed it to him, and I said, you got to quit playing Fortnite here for a bit and eat dinner, okay? And he had tears in his eyes. He was crying.
Oh, God.
Because someone was that much of a dick to him.
Just gotta.
One of his friends.
He's just got to turn off voice chat or something.
That's what I said. I said, this is like making your life
not good
worse
for you.
Yeah.
That's it. Hell, I'm 25, and if I play an online game, I don't have voice chat on unless it's through Discord with my close friends whom I love.
People you love and trust.
Like I do not. I can't remember the last time I actually I do remember the last time I participated in voice chat, and I was playing Hold Fast Nations at War, and that game is incredibly toxic. Yeah. Even though it seems like it's just meant to be kind of fun. It's a Napoleonic war game where you play it's muskets and stuff, but holy shit, people were being incredibly toxic in that game in the middle of me and some other people trying to do fucking stupid ass like comedic role playing.
Sure. You were trying to have fun.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, gentlemen, we're going up to the battle line. Time to fire at those bloody French. Doing dumb shit like that. But that was the game I was playing.
You scared your own cat, by the way.
She's used to it.
She was sitting there and you started to do that. She looked at me. She went, what's he doing?
Anyway, we were talking about
no
music.
pussyfooting. Yeah.
We were talking about no pussyfooting.
These guys are English too.
It's a weird album title. But again, it kind of connects back to the fact that they were just kind of fucking around.
Right.
Like Robert Fripp just came over to Brian Eno's house and they were Brian Eno was just messing around with 2 tape decks. Basically. It was like, hey, look what I can do with this. And Robert Fripp was like, oh, play guitar over that.
He had Frippertronics in there too. Yeah.
Frippertronics. Yeah. What is Frippertronics exactly?
I'm not exactly sure. It's just a thing he uses
a term that described a thing he did.
Yeah.
I guess it was his specific sort of guitar tone.
Right.
Kind of electronically fucked with guitar tone.
Right. It was his board of pedals.
Yes. I think pedal boards are neat.
I do too. They're intimidating, but they're neat.
I love looking at like post-rock bands, their pedal boards, like Caspian's pedal boards. Holy fuck. Those things are practically sentient. The processing power in those.
Sure.
There's more processing power in those pedal boards than was used to get man to the moon.
There are 300 9-volt batteries on this stage.
Do you have any idea how many feet of patch cable has been used in here? It's a lot. This is an easy album.
Yeah. Easy to listen to.
I wrote down slap. That's not applicable.
No, it does not. It's not a slapping situation.
This is not a slap sort of album. Score, I guess I didn't really look it up. I forgot to look up the score. But like we said, this came out to no fanfare. This came out to no fanfare
Right.
whatsoever. Critics did not really care about it, and those who listened to it didn't really care much for it. They didn't know what it was.
They didn't get it. Right.
They didn't know what it was meant to be. You know, this type of music wasn't really a thing at the time.
Right.
It would become a thing.
Become
though.
huge.
It'd become a big thing. Big Thing. What's up? I'm Big Thing. What's up? I'm Big Thing.
WWE character?
It's Big Thing. The weird brother of Big Show.
Sure.
He's even bigger show.
Have you ever seen Big Show's like Disney kids family show?
No, I didn't know he had one.
It's the Big Show. Where
Okay.
he's a dad and he has like 3 daughters and a little wife. And the whole time you're seeing him and his wife, with whom he has the children.
Yeah.
She's like 5'1" or something like that. And so you look at him and you look at her and you're going,
Oh no.
that had to have been in vitro. That could not have been a natural conception.
You know, as Shaq has attested to, height does not necessarily equal length. To the point where people would give him shit, even though apparently Shaq's dick. This is a subject I didn't know we were going to talk about, but apparently Shaq's penis is perfectly average or even above average length. But the fact that he is 7 feet tall makes it look much smaller proportionally.
By comparison.
Sure. It does not, the human penis does not scale up with body size, generally speaking. But it still is, it's funny every time someone posts a picture of Hafthor Bjornsson and his wife or girlfriend, because she's tiny.
Right, sure.
She's like 5 foot something. And he's of course 6'8" and 400 pounds when he's really bulking up. And so it's like that's pictures of those two is immediately responded to by a picture. There's a hamster attempting to eat a whole banana.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
But because you cracking up in a cold one with the boys, but so you really like dark ambient, and this isn't dark ambient.
No, it's just regular ambient.
It's regular ambient, but you're a fan of like ambient music and stuff like that. Kind of tell me how that sort of came about.
It just slowly came about, very slowly. This is something that, like I said, was a gift from somebody else. This and Michael Brook I got into about the same time. Michael Brook is an English. Let's just say his his album Party came out at the London Aquarium. That's no shit. I mean,
music for fish.
Yeah, it is music, and it's great. But it just happened over time. I've actually been on a couple of ambient albums. My friend Brent does ambient music, and he said, "Come over to my art room and just make some weird sounds and shit."
There we go.
So okay, so I looked around. It was recording, and there was like a backing sort of drone track, and I was looking around and grabbed some pencils at one point and was doing this.
It was ASMR before ASMR.
It was. We just did this whole thing it was a 40-minute track.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
See you later.
But yeah,
I'm going to leave the amps on for another 50 minutes.
Yeah.
The second half. The second half of this album.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I just, because there's a lot of aspects of this kind of ambient music that I draw the same feeling that I draw from a lot of different metal that I like to listen to. It's that sort of, that droning, drilling sort of
a meditative sort of quality to it, but it's got kind of a, I guess, depending upon the album and the artist, maybe a little bit of a harder edge to it.
Sure.
So it's a trance-like quality to it, perhaps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I like my ambient musics. I don't have a wide library of artists that I listen to, though. Uh-huh. It's just kind of like sort of what mood am I in? I just want something kind of chill. I guess it's Hammock. Sure. I want something kind of dark. Well, it's Sun. Uh-huh. Like it's kind of just those two bands, basically. I'm probably going to have to expand that at some point because it's post-rock and ambient music and that sort of thing is a thing that slowly started to get more and more into after dipping my toes into it while I was in college and whatnot. Sort of the other side of the rock coin.
Sure.
It's the other extreme. Like the most extreme end of it on one side is, fucking technical death metal and shit like that. And then the other side of that coin is post rock and ambient and stuff like that. That's just relaxing and and easy and stuff you can sort of space out to.
Did you listen to the whole album that I got you last week or?
I did.
Nice.
Oh my God. Yeah. You got me Cigaros, which was the album name?
It's
their second album. Yeah.
It's a good start is what it means.
Yeah.
In English.
It's
their second album.
It's Icelandic. So it's rough to try but yeah, no, I listened to the whole thing after you got me that on vinyl and yeah. Oh, gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous.
You're so gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Hi, kitty.
Gorgeous. Oh, you're gorgeous. Who's a gorgeous kitty? All right.
Just looking at us like, the fuck are you talking about at this point? What's your favorite recording on this collection of recordings?
I like both the songs on here, but I think Swastika Girls is my favorite.
Swastika Girls,
the second track.
So named because there was some manner of pornographic magazine that one of them had seen that featured naked girls doing a Sig Heil. Yeah. I don't know the context of that.
I don't either.
Or why that was around. Apparently it was in the studio or something like that. But in any case, yeah, that's why it's named that. It was just around. They saw the picture and were like, "That's the song name." And the other one's like something rock,
beautiful music,
beautiful music, transcendentalism or some shit like that. And one of them, I think it was Robert Fripp, was just like, maybe we shouldn't call it that. We don't want to make people think we're being serious about this. But they called it that anyway. Mm. But did you say metal? Did you say what metal you're giving it?
I did
I
not.
ask you that?
You did not.
Okay. What? Oh, I asked you what your favorite song was.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm getting confused.
Are you all right? You've only had the 2 beers.
I haven't even finished most of this one. This is the
one day you drink?
One of 2 nights because whatever's left over, I usually drink the day after. But so I have like 4 beers a week at this point. Because it's like, you know what? I'm only getting fatter. So let's do this.
What if you only drank beer like the dude for life?
Now that's a plan that I'm not going to pursue, but it is a plan nonetheless.
Yes.
But what metal are you bestowing upon this Mascanata to Chewbacca style?
Man, it's on the verge. I'm gonna give it a gold because of what it sort of meant for later music. And how many times I've listened to it.
I'm giving it a silver. Just for the simple fact that it's nice. I don't know how much I'm going to go back to it, just because there was nothing that really grabbed me.
Sure.
But that's sort of ambient music in general. Is it's just like nothing's really gonna, unless it's very special. Generally, nothing's gonna really grab you. It's just something that you can have on and sort of space out to. And you know, there's things to pay attention to. There's details to notice and drill down on. But generally, I think that's the sort of thing that comes from really listening to it a lot.
Right.
And really, really, really paying attention to it.
I've listened to this.
I don't know if I have the span for that.
No, I've listened to this most when, for some reason, my mind has been changed.
For some reason or another.
Right.
In altered state, perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah.
Perhaps, perchance, mayhaps.
Yeah. Like staring at a glow-in-the-dark poster on my ceiling.
I was trying to think of other fancy words.
Mayhap, perchance.
I think I said those.
Did you? I don't know.
Dave. I don't know who Dave is, but perhaps Dave.
Perhaps Dave.
Have you considered Dave? So, I was about to ask you what we're listening to next week, but next week is my week.
And it's going to be March 31st.
It's going to be March 31st. Traditionally, what we've done in March, I don't know why it always kind of works out this way in March, where we end up having an extra day of recording that is in March, but is a fifth day.
Yeah.
But what do you think of, traditionally, we do at least 1 or 2 movies a year. What do you think of us watching, for once, a good movie?
A good movie that relates to heavy metal.
For once, watching a good movie that relates to heavy metal. I'm talking about Green Room.
Green Room, I want to watch that.
Okay.
I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't found a situation where I'm in a stable enough mood to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I watch it with somebody else who wants to watch it, because my wife doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah. Let's watch Green Room like this weekend or something like that.
Yeah, I know I'd watch it. Then my son would come out of his room. It'd be late at night, and then he would have heard, and he'd be watching it for a few minutes, and I'd hear from behind me, "What's wrong with Captain Picard?
Why is Captain Picard a racist? Why is
Wheels having?"
I'm trying to remember what's J.J. Abrams Chekhov doing there?
Well, he's dead now.
It was Green Room was one of Anton Yelchin's last movies.
Right.
Second or third to last movie that he did. It's a tragedy that we lost. He's a great actor. But we'll watch Green Room with Anton Yelchin to do a movie episode, just because I haven't seen it in a while. I remember really liking it. Generally a pretty well regarded movie. I like some of the other movies. I haven't seen his newest ones, but the guy who made that movie, his name escapes me at the moment, but I enjoy
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it was J.J. Abrams. No, that I can't remember. He was like he made a indie movie called Blue Ruin that I also really liked.
Nice.
But he's made some other movies since then. Good filmmaker. In any case, until you hear that from us, thank you for listening. You can find us on Twitter, and on Facebook,
the YouTube.
If you want to listen to these episodes in your browser, those are places that you can do that. Otherwise, you can find our feeds on your podcast app or on Libsyn on the podcast source app.
We've been doing this for 2.5 years now.
2.5 years.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Over 150 episodes.
That's a lot longer than my relationship with my first wife.
What can I say? I'm a reliable and stable person.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm reliable. But in words. How does podcast end? How podcast end?
How is baby formed?
How words good? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Bronze Metalist Podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ. Congratulations. Clink. We tapped our beer cans together.
Tapped our cans together.
Bye.